Hey everyone, my name is Sonia Bernard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in the Charleston, South Carolina area. You can find me on socials at Stamp with Sonia B. And today I am going to do a class for you. And this is a free with purchase to go class. So what that means is you can get this class several different ways. The first way is you can just watch here on the YouTube video. I'm going to take you through step by step all the steps to make these 4 cards. I'm going to tell you everything that's used, and I will tell you the measurements. However, the measurements are not written down anywhere, okay? So there's different ways you can get this. First way, just watch for free and you can take your own notes and write down all the measurements and all the supplies that I use. The second way is the free with a purchase. When you make a purchase with me through Stampin' Up and you choose me, Sonia Bernard, as your demonstrator, then you put your items in the cart, and when that cart totals $55 after any rewards or coupons, okay, and before any shipping or tax, then I will send you this card kit in the mail, absolutely free, and there'll be supplies in there to make all 4 cards. There will not be any stamped images. Okay, we are using the Mixed Media Florals Suite for this class, but you could swap this out. If you don't have this, you could swap that out with something that you do have in your supply. All the die cuts will be included, or the embossed items. You see this? That'll all be embossed for you. The only thing is there won't be the stamped image. There will be a piece of white cardstock so that you can stamp it yourself and then color it yourself. Okay. You will also get a free PDF tutorial, and that will be emailed to you. On top of that, I will send you a DSP sampler of this Mixed Florals Designer Series paper. Super cute. Okay. So it's a really good bargain. Okay. Another way you can do it, just say you're like, you know what, I've got all the stamping supplies I need right now, or I'm a demonstrator, so I don't want to buy from another demonstrator. I get that. So maybe you just want the kit. Well, you can purchase the kit for $25, and that will be shipped to you. Again, there'll be enough to make 4 cards. All the little bits and bobs will be included, just no stamped images. You will also get the free PDF tutorial, which will be emailed to you, and you will also get that DSP sampler. Now just say you've got all the things. You don't want any more. You've got everything, but you don't want to sit here and listen through this video and take notes, and you just want the PDF tutorial. Well, you can do that too. You can purchase the PDF tutorial for $15 from my store. And that will be up. Today is the 26th of June, and that will be up by the 28th of June on my PDF store. And I will put a link, I'll come back and link that in the description below. Okay, so let's turn the camera down and let's get started. Okay, so for our first card, we're going to start off with our base, which is 11 by 4 1/4. Scored at 5 1/2, and we're just going to fold that in half and use our bone folder to burnish that. Then we're going to get a piece of Calypso Coral, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to emboss this with this super cute plaster painting 3D embossing folder is what it's called. And I just dropped stuff down and my cat is trying to scratch my toes. Okay, don't mind my glare there. So this is the embossing folder. So when we run that through, this is what it looks like. It's a very chunky texture, and I really like that. And we'll be using that on several of these cards today. And we can go ahead and just adhere that down. You can use your oh, excuse me. You can use your seal, or I like to use my liquid glue. Give a little bit of extra shimmy time because I'm not always the best at lining these up straight. And you do have to, with one that's so chunky, with the embossing, you do want to press that down a little bit more than you normally would. Okay, then we've got another piece of basic white cardstock, which is 2 by 4 1/4, and a piece of this DSP, which is 1 7/8 by 4 1/8, and that's from the Mixed Media Florals DSP. It's really pretty. It's got a lot of fun patterns on it. Whoops, don't do that. Get this glue everywhere. So we're just going to layer those two down, and there'll just be a little 1/8 of an inch edge around that. And don't worry if it's not exactly perfect, that's okay. Because it is hard when you're cutting those little 1/8 of an inch. Next, we are going to get our linen thread. And all this is included. I've cut the piece for you, so that's already in there. And then I will use my Stampin' Seal Plus. Excuse me, I don't know if I have a frog in my throat. Of course, as I go to do a video. Okay, so that is Stampin' Seal Plus. It's kind of like strong, like tear and tape kind of deal. So what I do is Butterfingers today, just put a little bit here, and then when I hold that, as I pull it round, wrap it around several times, and they can cross each other, it's fine. And then we just go like that, and if it doesn't reach all the way, oh, there we go, it reaches. Perfect. There's a little extra on there. And then you just move that how you want it. I kind of like it with a bit of a gap there. And you could, if you want, use dimensionals, but I don't want to because we're going to add a lot more dimension to this card. So we don't want it too bulky because it has to go in the mail still. We're just going to adhere that there. Next, we are going to use this Mixed Florals. We'll probably get some glare here. Here we go, Mixed Florals. We're going to use this one here, and we're going to stamp that in Memento, the black ink. Now, when you have these, store them upside down, because that way, when you open it, if it's upside down, you see all the inks coming to the top of the pad. Whereas if you store it this way, all the ink's going to sink to the bottom of the pad, and then when you go to use it, it's not going to give you the best image. So how we're doing that is you'll have a piece of this white cardstock in there, and you do want to get a piece of scrap paper. This is my desk, so I don't want to stamp it onto my desk. My desk is white. And we are going to ink this part up. Just need down to these leaves here. You don't need the rest of that, so just this part here. So when you do it, you have got, I always let it sit a little longer when it's the photopolymer ones. I always find that it just takes a minute more for the, not a minute, but just a little bit extra time for that ink to soak down onto the paper. So you'll see we don't have the full image, right? But through the powers of doing everything beforehand, let me show you first what colors I used. And here we go. So I used the light pecan pie for the little you don't have to color down here. So for, what is this part called? Can't remember. It starts with an S if I remember correctly from school, but that was a long time ago. So there's the pecan pie. And then I've used light and dark petal pink for all the cute little flowers. And I've used the new in color Darling Duckling for the petals here. And then, of course, the light and dark Granny Apple Green for the stems. And you see that this is all we need up until there. Then we can take the die cut that comes in the mixed florals. We have these great dies. Oh, this is a fun one, which I haven't even used yet, but we have these big dies in here. And this is the other thing that comes in here, these cute little ladybugs, and I haven't used them, but you could incorporate that too. So you can just run this through your die cutting machine. If you have the Stampin' Up one, it's a Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and cut that out. And then you'll be left with this. Okay, but we don't want this part, so we're just going to fussy cut that as soon as I find my scissors. And we'll go around this edge here and over here, and boom. Then we have this little image rather than that whole big one. And we will put some, my hair is falling out, put some dimensionals on the back of that. Does anyone else get really messy when they're getting crafty? It's just like stuff, I try to stay organized and stuff starts piling up everywhere. See, it's like, you should see this desk. It is bad. But I've got my little space here. We'll try to keep that as clean as can be. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay, then we'll put that there. Then I've tied a double bow in the linen thread, and guess what? I've even tied your bow. If you order this kit, then your bow will be tied for you. So all you have to do is grab a mini glue dot, always squish it onto there and then kind of peel off the whole thing and stick that there. And then you can trim this ribbon if you want. Twine thread, linen thread, ribbon twine, it's all, you know what I mean. Okay, the next step is we need a sentiment. So we have got from the mixed labels. Now both of these stamp sets, the mixed labels and the mixed florals, are in the suite, the Mixed Media Florals Suite. Now you don't have to use the sentiments that I'm using. You can use whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. And let me find that stamp right here. So we're going to do that in black memento ink, and I hope I already cut one out. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, just stamp that down. Now if you don't have the die, you could just fussy cut that out. Okay, I have just misplaced my bits. I guess I didn't die cut that. Okay, so we'll just do, you know what? We'll just do what I just said. I'll show you how quick and easy. Because if I die cut on this table, it is going to make this table shake. So I can just show you that we can do it this way. I thought I had one of these prepped and ready to go. Apparently not. I was making reels from all these cards earlier. It's actually, I think, harder than doing the class, but I got them done, and I'll be uploading them over the next 7 days as well, just so people can see what I've been doing here. And if they want to take advantage of this kit, they can. Okay, let's hope we stamp this good. Sometimes it's harder to stamp on it. It's kind of like on an angle, but not. Okay, next we're going to use the For a Great Friend, and that is from the Mixed Labels, From a Great Friend. And we're going to use Calypso Coral. And let me pull this over. I have a phone and stuff. I'm going to pull it over to the side here where I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. It might be a little low.
Oh, it was perfect. Gee, I got lucky on that one. So I love it when a plan comes together, don't you? Yes. Okay. Got a mess behind me. Then all we need is a couple of dimensionals. 1, 2. I saw these. Well, this Mixed Media has been out for a hot minute. It's an online exclusive, and some of it is on the low inventory list. So you do want to, if you want to grab it quick before it goes away, because online exclusives are not guaranteed to stay. They like, if this is selling good, they might, oh, I just found it. Look at that. Okay, if this is going good, they may keep it around as far as sales, and they being Stampin' Up. But if it's not, then they might not bring it back. So, and this is the low profile dots, and the dots are not included, but you can use, you know, any kind of dots. Of course, basic rhinestones is always like a solid choice, because you can always color those too. If you have the blends, then you can color the rhinestones. Okay, card number 1. Too easy, right? Card number 2, I make it easy because all the bits are coming to you. So this is a 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. To my notes over here, so I can give you all the measurements as we go. So we're gonna finish this. Then we have got the 5 1/4 by 4, and I have run that through that same embossing folder. This is the name of that thing. Plaster painting. Plaster paint, and it does look like someone just put plaster all over it. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that. So you get this kit. You can make this card very quickly. That's the great thing about kits, is you don't have to do all the prep work, because I've done all that for you already. You just have to sit down, grab a sentiment, and some ink, and off you go. Okay, now we've got this blue piece of DSP, and this is 5 1/8 by 1 1/2, and I've got glue all over my fingers. It's everywhere. And we're going to glue that down, and it'll be just a little bit like a little bit around the edge there. And you do want to press this down because it's very bumpy. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. Little motorbike just went past. Okay, this does have a direction on it. Okay, you can see with the flowers. So this is 4 1/8 high by 2 inches wide, and we'll just quickly glue that down. And I do it about center of this. I'm centering it to that ish. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to use Stylish Shapes dies, one of my favorites, and it's the second largest circle. You're going to cut out a piece of Calypso coral. Well, you're not going to, because you get the kit. It's already done for you. So you have to... Now, adhesive is not included. You have your own adhesive, and if you don't have it, add that to your cart while you're placing that $55 order. Okay, and we're going to put that about there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Next, we're going to get that... Oh, you can see my cheat stuff here. We're going to get that same flower stamp in... I think it's a cone flower, because we have another stamp set called a cone flower, but it's a lot bigger than this. And we're going to go ahead and stamp that. So you're going to use the whole image from this one this time. And then we're going to color, and it's pecan pie, calypso coral, Granny Apple Green, and then Darling Duckling. Okay, and then you can die cut that out. I love how these big dies make it just so easy to line everything up. It's not hard at all. And so I store my dies inside my stamp set, and then I just put a magnetic sheet, so then I can always find where they're at. And I outline them so I know if one's missing or not. It's an easy way to keep track of everything. Then I was like, oh, did I forget something? Just double checking. Some dimensionals on here. And it's an odd shape, so it's kind of hard to figure out, like, where do I need all the dimensionals? But I just put them on randomly, kind of just fill it in, peel those backs off. Whoops. These things you will find everywhere. I found them on my pets, on my cat, my dog. I found them downstairs, everywhere. Okay. And we'll just pop that down. Then we have got this other cute little label, and we got that from the Mixed Labels set. There is 1, 2, 3, and it's the second one. That's the one that we've used. You can see that one goes there. See how it's like, okay, now I know there's one missing because that line is there. It does, trust me, it makes your life easier when you are trying to find that you're like going through, and especially if you're going to resell your stamp sets later, if you I do, because this is, what I do. This is my jobby, and I'm trying to think of where I put this this stamp, but it makes it easier to make sure that you've got everything there. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Mossy Meadow. I was trying to talk and look for something at the same time. Not a good combo. I cannot multitask very good. Okay, I'm going to pull this over here so I can see it. Sometimes when you put these on, your label might be crooked. This one is crooked. See down the bottom? Don't mind that glare. See? I don't know. It won't focus. Okay, see how that bottom is closer than here? So I know that my label is crooked when I was putting that on. So I'm going to trace the bottom of the actual rubber stamp. I'm not trace, but that's what I'm going to follow. I'm not going to follow the lettering. So just always like keep that in mind when you're stamping. And let's see if I can actually get that straight. Pretty good. It's harder, I think, to stamp on these smaller things, like to try to get it straight. I think it shows up more. Okay, so again, that was in the Mossy Meadow. And then, you guessed it, dimensional. Now, you see why I didn't pop up any of those layers before? This is a very popped up card, but it's really, it's a real pretty card if I say so myself. Like, I designed it, but, like sometimes you make a card and you're like, oh, that actually came out nicer than what I had imagined in my head. So there's a lot of dimension to this card. And I really do like it, and I can't wait to send this out to someone. So, really cute. Okay, that's number 2. Let's go to number 3. And I've still got extra bits. Okay, and number 3 is this one. And I love that. You're pretty wonderful. I think that's a really nice sentiment to give to someone. Now this one, I did a lot of die cutting for this card, and for the kits, but you don't have to because I've done it for you. Let me make sure I'm giving you all my measurements. So this is Darling Duckling. Actually, no, I lied. This is Daffodil Delight. I don't know why I wrote Darling Duckling down. This is Daffodil Delight. Sorry. So, and it is, is, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. So you'll see this one here, it's not a layer, it's actually, we've embossed the card front. So how you do that, if you've never done that before, is obviously you just want to put in this much of the card. Now there's a tiny little lip on this, so you want to go just beyond that, and then you want to run it through. And then when you're putting your plate on, make sure your plate, don't try to cover the whole embossing folder, because it'll actually fall short right there. So actually put it off like a little bit like that and run that through, and then that should come out just perfectly for you. You can ask me how I know. So when I did it and I covered the whole part, it didn't come out the best at all. So we've got that, and yes, I'm burnishing it with my fingernails. That's okay. We can do it that way too. Then we're going to need a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is 4 by 3.25. And then we're going to get this really cute DSP, which is 3 7/8 by 3 1/8. And just adhere this, layer this on. Make sure I've got the right pieces. There we go. So just have a little border around it there. Okie dokie. Now I am going to do dimensionals. I don't think I did on this card. I didn't. I laid it flat. But this one, I'm going to change it up. You know why? Because I can. You don't have to do it exactly how I've done it. You can do it any way you want. I mean, if you don't want to emboss the front piece, don't emboss it. You can use, did you know, like, you can run embossing folders through again? It will make the paper kind of thinner, the cardstock. But if you make a boo-boo, don't throw it out. Just run it through again. Kind of just squishes it back to where it needs to go. Okay. It's a little crooked, but that's fine. Okay, next we are going to get our stamp. This big, beautiful tulip one here. I really love this stamp. I just did my in-person class and we used this suite in it. And I really like it. I just think it's pretty. Now you do get 2 pieces. One will be for your inside, okay, and then the other one is for stamping on. I feel like that's crooked. Is it messing with me? I think it's off slightly. That's okay. Memento. Remember, it's handmade, so even after, you know, like 14-15 years of making cards, it's still going to be a slightly crooked card every now and again, and that is absolutely fine, because we're not machines, we're people, and we are going to make our card by hand, which just means it's going to have those imperfections. And then let me just put this down here. We're going to color it, and I've tried to stick to the same color palette, except here I've added in Calypso Coral, and again that's Granny Apple Green and Darling Duckling. So I've tried not to pull. Now if you have a whole bunch of blends at the house, you can use what you have, but I've tried not to add too many to the mix. Okay, and then we die cut that out. So next, of course, what comes next? Say it with me. Dimensionals. Love these things. These just make your card pop so much. Especially if I had done that blue one all flat, it would look quite different. Whoops, sometimes when I'm pulling them up, I'll pull the top part off. Oh, I love these. Whoever invented these, you rock. Okay. And we're going to put that down there. This card is simple, and that's what I love about it, is all these cards are duplicatable, so you'll be able to create even more you can use this layout and create different patterns. Which one is this one? Oh, I see what I did. Mixing up my cards. Okay, so we're going to use the You're Pretty Wonderful, and again, that's from the Mixed Labels, and I just did that in Memento. Whoopsie, that was loud. And tap that. Oh, stuck my finger in something. Got inky fingers. Sometimes it's lid. I'll touch the lid here because it's such a short little lid. Okay. Then there is no, well, there are dies for this, but I went ahead and fussy cut that out. Fussy cut means you just got your scissors and you went around the edges, and it doesn't have to be perfect and neat and pretty, just pretty, just cut around it. Okay. Now this next bit, this, I cut out these from the Calypso Coral. I wanted something to back this. Now you could just probably put that there, but let me show you the difference with how your card will look. It really just pops this out, kind of creates a barrier from the sentiment to the image, and it just, I think it just is a step up. It really steps up your card. So what I did is just get, now you can use your, I always want to say snail. I'm just going to say snail. You can get your snail or your liquid tape runner liquid tape runner. There we go. Now I die cut 3 of these. These are already cut, so you will have them in your kit ready to go. Oh, why did it just go so dark? My screen just went super dark. I'm not sure what just happened there. Okay, I'm having a little technical glitch. Not sure what's happening there, but hopefully when I run this through the editing software, it will brighten this back up. And if not, hopefully you can still see everything just fine. So, well, we've got that. And it's only got a little bit there to cling on to. So what I did to help with that was go ahead and get your, where my dimensional just got? I dropped it or something. Just put your dimensionals there, and that'll help that stick on there. Okay. And we pull this off. And this one I did not put any bling on. Oh, I forgot the bling on the last one. Whoops. Okay, so on that card number 2, I did put some bling here. That's the same from the low profile dots, which is funny because when I made the reel, I forgot to put it on there too. Okay, so that's card number 3. Card number 4, our last card, and we're done. You've done so well. If you're still here with me, like, good job. You've made it almost. We're almost there. Okay. And we are going to go ahead, and we've got 11 by 4 1/4. And we'll just fold this. Then we've got Shy Shamrock, which is a 2024 to 2026 in color. Had to think for a second there. So that means next annual catalog, next May, Shy Shamrock will go away. So if you love this color, get it while you can. This one is Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. Oh, I will miss Petunia Pop. I love Petunia Pop. Okay. Then we've got our piece of DSP, and this is 3 and 7. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Let me turn the page. Isn't there a song called Turn the Page? Okay, this is okay, so this is 5 1/4 by 4, in case I said that wrong. Shy Shamrock, 5 1/4 by 4. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And you'll see we're using the coordinating one on the back. So we'll just put that all there. Okay, then I did use another set. Now this, like I said, all your bits are die cut for you, so you don't have to do it. So when you open your kit, these are all the bits that you're going to get. You're going to get everything in there. Okay, you won't have to worry about, oh, I don't have that die, because I've gone ahead and done it for you. And I think it's the 3rd and the 4th, the dies size. Let me double check that for you. Yeah, so from the 3rd largest and the 4th largest dies are what we've used for the Everyday Archers dies. That is a bundle, and obviously this is the larger one, this is the smaller one. So this is 3rd largest, 4th largest. You could, if you wanted to, do this card like this as well and have it more just, you know, all the same pattern. I don't know the technical term for that. I don't know if a pattern is monochromatic, a color is monochromatic. A pattern, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. But layman's terms, have it all one pattern. Then, oh, that's where that dimensional went. Oh, I told you, I rip off the top a lot of the times and just pick up the top and not the actual dimensional. That's what happened. Oh, it is hot today. We're in a heat wave here in South Carolina. So it's the outside temperature like an hour ago was feel like 100, and an hour ago it was 6 o'clock in the evening. So it's cooled down a bit. It's back down to 100. Feels like 100. So that's why I'm staying inside in the air conditioning, but I still find it warm. Okay. Next, we're using that same little die from the mixed labels, and I've cut them both out in basic white and in the Calypso Coral. And we're going to go ahead and stamp this in the Shy Shamrock. And this sentiment is also from the mixed labels. Just a note to let you know you're on my mind. Again, if you don't have this one, you can use something that you do have that fits on here. A little happy birthday or a little get well, or, you know, I'm sure you've got something in your stash. And if you haven't, then put this in your cart and go ahead and grab it. And remember, when you order now, any order over $20 US, you earn Stampin' Rewards. That's 10% that Stampin' Up gives you into your account. So make sure you do opt in. If you don't opt in when you go to sign into your account or create an account, you won't get those rewards and you'll be missing out. That's money on the table. You don't want to leave that behind. So, Libby wants to come craft. Oh my goodness, no baby cakes. Not right now. She was sleeping. I had to wait for my phone to recharge after, because I film everything on my phone. So after I did all those reels, my phone was almost dead. Okay, so why am I cutting this in half? Because if we put it as a whole, we can't layer it. Now, I did try using the largest one in there, but it just did not look right. There was too much space between the two. So I don't think they were really made for layering. So, well, I'm putting that on backwards. We're just going to, basically, you see that little pattern there? I'm just lining that up. Let that stick. Of course, it's sticking to my fingers. You can see the glue. Some people can't stand that. I just like roll it together and make sure it is the right way around.
And then, oh, I think my neighbor's out mowing his grass. My neighbor is always out doing something. Every time he gets home, it's power tools. He's like, what was that show back in the 90s? Tim the Tool Man, that one? He's just got tools all the time. Okay, so we're just going to trim that up like this. I just realized I don't have my glasses. I was like, why is it so hard to see? I always forget that I need to wear glasses. I have astigmatism and I'm getting old, so bad combo. Okay, so we see how that now makes that pop out a little bit. And this is a very, very simple, excuse me, layout that would actually be great for Christmas cards with just some fun Christmas paper and a little Christmas sentiment. This would be for, like we have a lot of cards to make and people to send them to. This would be quick and easy. Now, I did go ahead and tie your little bow as well, because look how teeny tiny that little bow is. She's so small, right? I do have my other pair of scissors here. I'm just going to trim this because we don't want a big tail on this one. And get a mini glue dot. Almost done here. And pop that on like that on the side. Just adds a little extra zhuzh. Zhuzh. We all love the zhuzh on a card, right? Anything that just takes your card up. Look at the bling even. Just adding a touch of bling, it just adds another dimension to your card. That's why I'm always like, use the bling. That's what it's there for. It makes your card just look so much better, I think. Personally, now that's a personal opinion. That's not a fact. Okay. One thing I've learned is we all have different tastes when it comes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And when I first made this card, I'm not a very loud patterned kind of person. Not even like in my clothes, you saw me, I'm wearing my plain pink. So a lot of times I don't do loud. To me, this is loud. This is like Florida, it's giving Florida vibes. So at first I was like, oh, I'm not sure. But the more I've looked at it and the more I've like just soaked it in, the more I like it. So even if it's not for you, I wanted to make something that appeals to everybody. So these are our 4 cards. Let's see if I can zoom out a touch without showing all my mess. No, that's all it's going to give me. Let's see if I can go up a little bit. Okay. So again, that's our cards. Do you like them? I hope so. I had fun creating these and coloring them and then making them, and I can't wait to mail them out to people. So you've got all the ways that you can get this kit. Again, you can get it by placing a $55 order with me. Now that order is after any rewards are redeemed. That total must be 55. It can't be 55 and then you put in $35 of rewards, and then you owe 20. So it does have to be 55 after your rewards and then before any shipping or tax. Okay. And you do get the card kit that's shipped to your home for free, the DSP sampler free, the PDF tutorial, that's a $15, $20 value alone, free, emailed to you. If you don't want to buy any products, you can buy just the kit from me for $25, and that does include the mailing to you already. And you get the kit, the PDF, and that DSP sampler. Or you can purchase just the tutorial from my store, and that will be linked down below on the 28th. Because I have to write the tutorial up yet. That's why. Let's be honest. I'm always honest. So, okay, when will this ship? It will ship 3 days after your purchase. And this offer is valid today, Thursday, June 26th to Wednesday, July 2nd. So midnight Eastern Standard Time. If you order July 3rd, you won't get this card kit. Remember, it's 4 cards. Not, I'm showing you 8 here, but you get 4, enough to make 4 cards. It cannot be combined with any other offers. Just say I had another offer coming and I had an adhesive sale. Then, oh no, you could with that, I guess. It would still be a purchase. I don't know. Well, I don't plan on having any other sales until July 2nd. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay, guys, I hope you've loved it. I hope you go ahead and get this before it's gone. It is low inventory, so you don't want to miss out, okay? This paper is so pretty. You will get a little sampler, and that's like 6 by 6 pieces, but it'll be like 1 sheet of each. It won't be like both sides. It'll just be one that will have both sides on it. I hope that makes sense. It basically boils down to 1/8 of a pack of the designer series paper. Okay, guys, thanks so much. You have a great night, morning, whenever you're watching this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and a comment. And do check out my Facebook page. It's Stamp with Sonia B. Every Sunday I upload a new little Facebook post, and it's Share Your Creativity, and it's open the whole week. You just have to post something that you've made, and you go into the drawing for a free embellishment. Okay, thanks. Bye.